What is up, everyone? My name is Adam with the Lavin Real Estate Group and Next Home Synergy, and today I am bringing you 5 tips for a first-time homebuyer, particularly if you are in the Chester County or Delaware County area. Every time I meet with first-time homebuyers, generally they kind of start the process by themselves. They've already done searching online with sites like Redfin, Zillow, sometimes Facebook. They've probably talked to their family and friends that have purchased homes in the past. And while some of the online resources are a great place to start for the overall idea, the game has really changed so much, and it's changing month to month, that it's really important to work with somebody that's extremely knowledgeable what's going on, not just in the market overall, but in the market that you're specifically looking for. And the other thing too is, even if you have friends or close family that have purchased in the past in the area that you're looking to move, the game has really changed a lot there too over the last 3 or 4 years. How you buy a home, the contracts that are involved to purchase the home, what's going on in the market, and just how everything flows has changed so much from month to month to month and season to season, that it's super important to be with somebody that's actively in the market right now, but also has watched everything occur and kind of has an idea of where it's going. So the first thing that I'd strongly suggest you do is interview your agent and find out what type of team they work with and who they work with and how reputable those people are. And when I say team, I don't mean, go out and find some of those people that do all of the marketing in the world, and I won't name their names, but these super teams of all of these real estate agents. And the reason why I say that is because you really want to make sure that you know who you're working with. Sometimes some of these big teams, you'll call one person and talk to them, and then they hand your file off to the next person, and so on and so on and so forth. And then you really don't know who's in charge of what, and too many people are talking to you. So I'd strongly suggest that if you're not okay with that and you want to work directly with the person that you know and trust, that you make sure that you're working with an agent that is going to be the person that you're next to side by side, and you're not just choosing a name that's out there. Now, what I mean when I say a team is the entire team that it takes to create a transaction successfully from the start to end and make sure that you get the house that you want. So the big thing that gets involved with that is obviously the real estate agent. Past that, it's a reputable mortgage broker that works in the area. And while online mortgage brokers like Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage certainly have a great name nationwide, I strongly suggest working with somebody that works side by side with your agent in the market that you want to purchase in every single day, just because of the legalities that occur as you move between each individual market. You want to know that there's an expert in that field, in that area, so that you're getting the best possible deal for probably the biggest purchase of your life. Next is the title company and your title insurance person or team, and that is something that a lot of first-time homebuyers don't even know about, but essentially they take care of a lot of the background transaction that occurs, and making sure that your house is clear to purchase, that there's no impending tax issues on it, or any other issues that might pop up. And it gives you an option, the ability to get mortgage or insurance, title insurance on the purchase and on your mortgage, so that as you go forward, at any point, if there are any issues that pop up on your house in terms of legalities, that you're covered, and that's just one less thing for you to worry about. And then finally, one of the biggest parts of your team is making sure that there's a reputable inspection company or a home inspector or multiple inspectors that agent works with in the area. And the reason why is, as you work in specific areas, you'll find that the same common issues pop up in certain houses. So in one school district or neighborhood where they were all built around the same time, you'll find a lot of common issues versus the other one. You want to make sure that you're working with somebody that is extremely knowledgeable about these things and knows what to look for based on what zip code they're in, so that A, we can find those issues ahead of time if they are present, and then B, also kind of bring you up to speed on things that might happen over the course of the 30 years or more that you might own the house. The next thing that you want to do when you are in the process of finding an agent and going out there to purchase your first home is to make sure that you are working with somebody that has a proven track record of being knowledgeable about the contract, explaining the contract to you because ultimately your name is going to be on it, and also how to write that contract competitively for the market, and also to adjust to what goals you have as a buyer. So sometimes if your goal is to get into a certain school district in a specific house, oftentimes we're looking at more of a financial situation where we want to find out how to write the best contract in a monetary sense to make yours stand out amongst everybody else's. On the other hand, there are times where our goal is to find a great house for you but keep the most money in your pocket. And just because it's a seller's market doesn't mean that we can't get you a great house at a great price and keeping the most money in your pocket. For example, last year in 2021, I actually was able to get over $100,000 worth of seller's assist to my buyers in a seller's market. Even though houses were going with multiple offers and way over asking price, we were able to look at each buyer's goal and where they were at from a financial aspect and their goals into what house they were looking for and get them the best possible deal. The next thing to know is if you are a first-time home buyer, often you are probably renting your home or apartment. There is a contract that goes along with that, obviously your lease, right? So there are times where you're able to break the lease very easily. There are other times where you're not. And so what's important there is working with an agent ahead of time to kind of understand what the timing of the market is going to look like for whatever neighborhood or zip code that you're looking in or school district, and find out how to coordinate the timing of when your tenure at your current apartment or home is going to end, and making it seamless with where you want to move. Why we want to do that is because sometimes first-time home buyers get all wrapped up and excited and they get their mortgage pre-approval and they go out and they want to put a offer on a house, and then all of a sudden on the back end when it's time to move out, they haven't really read their lease or timed anything out appropriately, or they're working with an inexperienced agent that didn't really think about that, and now they're on the hook for potentially tens of thousands of dollars worth of rent that's due to the landlord contractually. So that's super important to at least think about, plan, and then also make sure that your agent knows what your goal is there and how to time all that out. The next thing that you want to make sure that you do when picking an agent is obviously make sure that they're a great team, but find out how you're picking them. In the modern day and age, we're finding that a lot of people are picking their agent by going online or seeing a billboard, and while some of these agents are out there, they have a great Facebook or Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, they look pretty, they seem funny, that's all great, and going through the home buying process definitely should be enjoyable, it should be fun, but we also want to remember that this is going to be the biggest purchase of your life most likely, or at least the biggest one up until now, barring med school, I guess. But you want an agent that understands the contract inside and out and can explain it to you, but then beyond that, they also understand the inner workings of an actual house. So things like the life expectancy of your HVAC, potential issues on your roof, whether or not a French drain is installed properly, and if you should even need one, what a sump pump does. These are all things that first-time home buyers are going to walk in and they're worried about, the size of the rooms and the kitchen and the color of the walls, and not that those things aren't important, but we want to make sure that you're aware of issues that can become a problem down the line, where you want to spend money on brand new paint or furniture, or redoing the kitchen just the way you like it, and now you're stuck buying a new hot water heater because your agent just wasn't knowledgeable about issues that might pop up in your home. Now, while you would definitely be covered under that for the most part if you were able to get a home inspection, it's really great as you go from house to house to house to have an agent that's able to point those things out to you and kind of bring you up to speed and open your eyes to other things than, just how the house looks or what area it's in. And then the last thing that is probably one of the most important things, but people don't really think about because they're on what I call the upward slope of the roller coaster of buying the house, is that it's a roller coaster. And it is definitely an emotional roller coaster, particularly right now as we go through the year of 2022 and came out of 2020 and 2021. We remain in a seller's market. And what that means is that every single house that we go in on, for the most part, particularly in our area, there are multiple offers on houses. And what that creates is, multiple buyers that want one house, and what it really means is only one's going to get them, right? And it is an emotional roller coaster. So you want to make sure through the process of vetting your real estate agent that you're ultimately going to work with, that they're fun, they're great, they're personable, they like to play with the kids or the dogs or whoever, but also that you can count on them to remain calm in the situation, so that you can enjoy yourselves, but that they can approach it from a business aspect, and also keep you motivated as you go from one house to the next to find the one that is ultimately the perfect option for you. So if you have any other questions, you're just starting your search or you're in the middle of your search and things just aren't going the way that you'd like them to, I'd love to get a chance to talk to you. Feel free to call me, text me, or email me at any time. My number is 610-442-9371. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.